The Korean War was one of the first major military conflicts of the Cold War, and remains one of the most devastating wars of the 20th century. After World War II ended in 1945, Korea, which had been under Japanese occupation for decades, was divided along the 38th parallel. The North came under Soviet influence, led by Kim Il-sung, while the South was backed by the United States under the leadership of Syngman Rhee. On the 25th of June 1950, North Korean forces launched a massive surprise invasion into South Korea, rapidly capturing Seoul and pushing Southern and United Nations forces toward the southeastern port city of Busan. In response, the United Nations authorized military intervention, with troops from more than a dozen countries fighting under the command of U.S. General Douglas MacArthur. A turning point came in September 1950, when UN forces carried out the daring Incheon landing, reclaiming Seoul and driving North Korean troops back toward the Chinese border. However, as UN forces advanced deep into North Korea, hundreds of thousands of Chinese soldiers entered the war, launching massive offensives that forced UN troops into retreat. The conflict soon became a brutal stalemate marked by trench warfare, heavy bombing campaigns, harsh winters, and enormous civilian suffering. Cities and villages across the Korean peninsula were destroyed, and millions of civilians were killed, wounded, or displaced. Allegations of massacres and mistreatment of prisoners occurred on all sides, reflecting the extreme violence and political tension of the era. After 2 years of difficult negotiations, fighting ended on the 27th of July 1953 with the signing of an armistice agreement, not a peace treaty creating the Korean Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, one of the most heavily fortified borders in the world. The war claimed the lives of an estimated 2.5 to 3 million people, including soldiers and civilians, and permanently divided the Korean peninsula into the Communist North and Democratic South. The conflict intensified Cold War tensions between the United States, the Soviet Union, and China, reshaped military strategy around the world, and left a legacy that still influences global politics and relations on the Korean peninsula today.